Have you ever been in a situation where you ask someone a question and they answer it, but somehow it still feels like they didn't really answer your question? So you ask again, they respond again, but you still feel like the real point you're looking for hasn't been touched. Like they are talking around the answer, but not landing on it. That situation is usually very common when dealing with smart people. Let me share something that happened to me. I once asked someone who had gone ahead of me in leadership a question about handling pressure, how he manages it, and how he thinks under stress. He gave me an answer, but I still felt like he hadn't really answered what I was asking. So I asked again, this time more clearly. I even rephrased it. He gave me what felt like the same kind of answer. At that point, I assumed maybe he really didn't understand my question, or maybe he was avoiding it, or maybe he just didn't know how to explain it properly. So I left. And I was really thinking about it. I was like, because this man who I was asking the question was a smart person. And I said, oh God, this is one thing with smart people. They don't really come down to try and understand what is what someone is saying. They don't listen because they are so smart. So they really think that, oh, they already get your question. So this is what was going through my mind at the time. A thought hit me. I just thought to myself, but peace, you are also smart. What if you are the problem? What if you are the one who is not listening? He probably answered your question, but you've not been able to connect it because you are too smart to even try to. I took my phone, played the recorder, and I recorded myself. I was talking like I was talking to a friend, and I was like, oh, I asked this man the question and he didn't give me. Now, by the time I was done with it, I actually realized that he answered my question, but the problem was his choice of words. Now, in situations like this, there are three things that turn out to be the problem. Usually, the person who is answering the question, they can be so smart, yet their choice of words can be the problem. So you can't really connect to their choice of words. Also, their interpretation of your words because you asked the question. But also, the problem could be your own interpretation of the person's words. One of the things that can help you in this situation is talking to somebody else about it. Talking to someone else can actually help you now realize that, oh, he actually answered the question. If you don't have anybody to talk about, you can just try what I did. Just take a recorder and record yourself replaying the moment again. And then you realize that, oh, he actually answered the question, but because of choice of words and my own interpretation of the words. It usually happens when you're talking with someone from a different culture, different backgrounds. That's how they use their words. And being an Igbo person, this was me talking to a Yoruba man. Okay, so he answered the question, and the issue wasn't that there was no answer, it was a choice of words, and it was also my interpretation of those words. Because when someone speaks, they are answering from their own understanding of your question, and you are listening from your own understanding of their words. So sometimes the gap is not in communication itself, but in interpretation. And here's the uncomfortable truth: sometimes the problem is not the speaker, sometimes it's you. You are too smart. You're too smart to realize that you are the problem. Just calm down, apply wisdom, leave smartness out of the issue. You could be the problem. There could be other things. What should you do? What are you going to apply to help yourself understand what's going on? So especially when you think fast or you think deeply or you assume you already know what the answer should sound like, that can stop you from actually hearing what is being said. One thing I learned from that experience is that we need to slow down our interpretation. We need to stop assuming too quickly that someone didn't answer us. And sometimes it helps to externalize your thinking. In my case, I actually started speaking out my thoughts, right? Like I said before. So that helped me break down what I was hearing and understand it better. So maybe the real skill is not just asking better questions, but learning to truly listen to the answers you receive. Because sometimes the answer is already there. You just did not recognize it.